To be or not to be? How many of you have said that once in your lives? Alright, well that's one of the most famous quotes from the Renaissance era that is still recited today. And tonight I'm going to be informing you about how the Renaissance has shaped what theater is today. I've completed research about the Renaissance, and tonight I'll cover the historical background, general description, and how it's impacted theater today. First, I would like to start off with how it's a historical background. It began in the mid-1500s in Italy and spread into England and then began to thrive. It started off with things like improvised comedy and then quickly transformed into other genres. The Renaissance actually came after the medieval era, so it was created through many medieval traditions like mystery and biblically themed plays. And then also, Queen Elizabeth was a very big fan of theater, and that's why it's also known as the Elizabethan era, and that's why it's also why it was such a big deal then. And now that I've talked about the historical background, I would like to get into the general description of it. The Renaissance era is defined as a revival of the arts. It was home, in which that's exactly what it is, and it was also home to some of the best playwrights and plays in theater history. And then, back in the day, it was not a very valued profession, and then as soon as Queen Elizabeth found it entertaining, she thought that then other people also started to go and respect the plays, and then that's when all of the actors and playwrights began to come out and do their thing. And this caused it to become very popular, and then some of the great playwrights, plays, things like that. Some of the great playwrights were Chris Marlowe, Ben Jonson, and John Fletcher, and of course William Shakespeare, who had his own footprint on theater that is still recognized today. And then some of the great plays were Romeo and Juliet, Hamlet, Julius Caesar, Macbeth, and All's Well That Ends Well. And if you didn't notice, those were all William Shakespeare's plays. And then as soon as those come out, acting is more respected and valued as a profession. And then, now that I've talked about that, I would like to discuss its now that I've discussed its general description, I would like to talk about how it's impacted theater today. It was one of the most influential eras on theater to ever exist because of people like John Fletcher, Chris Marlowe, William Shakespeare, and then some of the plays that they all created. And then all of these plays, well, not all of them, but most of them are still performed and recited today. Some of them are even made into motion pictures, and I actually have a video to show you. And then these plays have also created things like other movies because of their plots and themes, and even sometimes made into songs. I don't know if you guys know the song Love Story by Taylor Swift, but that is a complete reference to Romeo and Juliet. And it was also one of the major stepping stones into theater today. And here is a video of, I don't know if you guys have ever seen this movie, but Romeo and Juliet with Leonardo DiCaprio, a couple other big name people.
My heart's dear love is set on the fair daughter of a rich Capulet.
So that's the kind of movie that they would come, and it won't necessarily be its classic version where it's in that era or something like that, but they might add a modern twist, so things along those lines. And then, now that I've talked about all of those, I would like to conclude with the following statements. We have specifically looked at the background, its general description, and how it's informed and how it has impacted theater today. I hope I have successfully informed you on the Renaissance and how it has affected the theater today. And in my opinion, the Renaissance was one of the most influential and one of the main stepping stones into what theater is today. Thank you for your time.